Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love.
Hello guys, please excuse the random backdrop. I'm currently sat in my courtyard of my hotel in Bodrum, but I really wanted to get this video out while it's all fresh in my mind because I literally finished my Go Sail Turkey week. What day is it? I think I finished it 3 days ago and it's all fresh in my mind and I've got so many tips for you guys. So I just wanted to get straight into it. If you've not watched it already, please make sure you go and watch the vlog because, oh my God, you need to like experience it with me just how good this trip was. I had such a good time. And side note, I know a lot of you guys that subscribe to this channel are British like me. Why are we letting Aussies have all the fun? Honestly, this trip was full of Aussies and Kiwis, and I feel like Brits aren't with it on the sailing week. Like, guys, this is such a good way to experience Europe, especially if you're booking it with your friends. I literally messaged all my friends after the week was done, and I was like, guys, we need to do a sail week, because I've done them solo as a solo traveler, but I feel like how fun would it be to do this with your friends? So that's the first thought. The first tip, in fact, let's have that as tip number one, is book this trip. Whether you're booking it solo or you're booking it with your friends, I feel like you'll have a great time either way. There was a couple of us that were doing it solo, but most people booked the trip in 2s and in 3s as part of a big Europe trip. And yeah, they just looked like they were having such a good time. And I was thinking, oh my God, how fun would it be if my best friends were here? But that's okay. I still loved it as a solo traveler anyway. And maybe some of you are clicking on this video and you're thinking, what even is it? It's basically, you stay on a boat with about a group of like 15 to 20 other people, and you go around all different stops. You get to see different places, and they organize kind of activities for you to do. And yeah, it's honestly just such a nice way to see a lot of different places. And there's nothing like sailing through beautiful coastline scenery. Honestly, the coastline of Turkey is just so beautiful around here. So the route that I did was from Fethiye to Bodrum, and I did the 7-day, it's like 7 days and 6 nights, which is like plenty, I would say. You can either choose 3 nights or 6 nights, and I think, yeah, by the 6th night, I was like, whew, I'm ready to sleep on land, but I do think 3 nights wouldn't quite have been enough. So I'm really glad that I did the full 7 days, and you do get the last day on the boat as well. So it really is 7 days. Now, there's a lot of different companies that do similar things, but Go Sail are one of the few that do it in this route here in Turkey. And my experience with them has been so good. Booking was nice and easy. It was super easy to find the boat at the start of the trip in the marina. Honestly, everything was just nice and easy. And everybody I spoke to from their team has been nice, genuinely helpful, all passionate about traveling, all passionate about the places that we're going. So yeah, it was just honestly a really good experience, and can definitely vouch for them as a trustworthy company to go with. And then if you're wanting to do the exact same routes as I did, then you can basically fly into Dalaman Airport. I didn't actually do this because I was already in Bodrum anyway. So I just came from Bodrum to Fethiye in a private transfer, which was not the most cost effective way to do it. But most people that came to do this route was flying into Dalaman, and they actually can get quite affordable buses straight from Dalaman Airport to Fethiye. Most people stayed one night in Fethiye before, because you basically meet on the boat at like 9 a.m. So yeah, I was staying in Fethiye for a few nights before, then you go to the marina and you check in. Before you've done any of that, before you've arrived in Fethiye, let's talk about what you need to be bringing with you. So I'd say out of everybody, I probably had the most luggage with me. Most other people packed nice and light, but I am on a big 4-month Euro trip. So in my defense, I did have like 30 kgs of luggage with me. It wasn't a problem though. This is a difference, I would say, between Yacht Week and Go Sail Turkey, is that the Yacht Week, because it starts and ends in the same place, they just said leave your luggage on land in a storage locker and only bring what you need with you. Whereas with Go Sail, I was able to put my luggage in the cabin, which is all fine. But I do think if the girl I was sharing the cabin with, if she had had a suitcase as well, there would not have been room for both of them. So that's just something to bear in mind. Basically, as a rule, the bigger your case is, the less space you're going to have in that cabin, and the cabins are quite small. So yeah, what do you need to be bringing? Obviously swimwear, like that is just a given. I feel like we basically spent the whole week in swimwear, and you just need really kind of light clothing for the rest of the trip. There was 2 nights out, and I would say if you want to bring like a nicer outfit, like I love to get a bit dressed up in the evening, then yeah, bring a nice outfit, but I wouldn't say you need anything like heels or anything. You don't need to overdo it at all. Honestly, even just like drying my hair was a bit of a luxury. I would say do bring some comfy shoes, because a couple of the days we were like walking around a town, and yeah, I think if I didn't have my Birkenstocks, literally, in fact, what am I saying? Everybody on the boat had Birkenstocks, literally everyone. The kind of, you don't wear shoes when you're on the boat itself. They just put all your shoes in this like bucket. And there was so many times when it was like, wait, are you wearing my shoe? Am I wearing your shoes? Are these mine? Are they yours? Because literally everybody had Birkenstocks. And there's other things that you do need to make sure you bring. Sun cream, like, come on guys, we were all like multiple shades darker at the end of this trip. We were all constantly applying sun cream. You do need to bring your own towel. That's another difference between Yacht Week and Go Sail, is that they don't provide a towel for you. They do provide the bedding, but they're not going to provide a towel. So you ideally need a bath towel and a beach towel. I brought both. One thing that I actually didn't bring, which I feel like is pretty dumb of me, is seasickness tablets. Luckily I didn't actually get that seasick, but I think it's a good idea to bring some just in case, because we were quite lucky it wasn't too choppy. On other weeks, if you are stuck in choppy seas, then you're going to want some seasickness tablets. And another thing that I forgot to bring that I really should have done, because you just kind of forget that you're completely cut off from everything, like when you're out at sea. I didn't even bring any paracetamol or everything. Luckily a lot of the other people on the boat were way more prepared than me, but yeah, this is kind of my first time doing a sail week, so yeah. Another thing to note, that there was only one plug in the cabin, so me and the girl I was sharing with was kind of like taking it in turns. But if I was to do it again, I would bring something that like had 2 different plugs, or at least you could put in like 2 different phone chargers at the same time or something like that. I think that is a good tip, because yeah, there was only one, which is weird because that room also could have slept 3 people apparently, which I don't know how 3 people would share that room, but anyway. What else? Bug spray. I didn't bring any bug spray, so I ended up with a couple of mozzie bites. Downloaded music. Okay, you need to organize your music playlist before you come on the Go Sail week, because yeah, the Wi-Fi doesn't always work. If you're trying to stream it straight from your like eSIM or your mobile data or whatever, it's not always going to work, because sometimes you're in the most like random place. It's hilly, it's in the middle of nowhere, like you can't rely on having connection. So I would say make sure you download your music before the trip. Also, definitely bring a book or an e-reader, because there is so much time to just relax on the boat, like literally hours a day. Sometimes we'd just be sailing for a couple of hours and you're basically just sunbathing. I had plenty with me. I actually took 4 with me. I only finished 2 of them, but still that's still quite a lot for a 1-week trip. A lot of the girls had Kindles and stuff with them as well. I also brought my headphones. So yeah, I had plenty to do while I was sunbathing. Now, here's a big thing that I didn't bring that I wish I had brought, and that is pool floaties. A couple of the girls had the good idea to buy some in the town, in Fethiye, before the trip, and honestly, we were all kind of sharing them in the end because, yeah, I just think, why did I not think of that, honestly? When you're at sea, like, what could be better than just, like, floating on a lilo, sipping on an Aperol Spritz, like, genuinely. So let's talk about what a kind of day at sea kind of looks like and feels like. Starting with waking up. So you're most likely going to be waking up on the deck of the boat because the cabins are too hot. Like, some of the people did sleep in the cabins, but the AC was only on between 12 and 6 a.m. So that's something to note, because I was quite surprised to hear that. I thought it would kind of just be on all the time or whenever we put it on, but that's actually not the case. It's only when the generator is running. Basically, there is an AC unit in every single room, and you can't just choose when you want it on. So yeah, I think that's just worth noting. It was much cooler to sleep up on deck and also more fun. It was so nice, like sleeping under the stars, just get all your bedding up on the top. There's all these like sun lounger type things. And it was very just cozy and cute and fun. In the mornings, it actually got quite cold. So add that to the list, bring a hoodie, or just something to cover you up a bit more. There was duvets and blankets, so we were kind of sorted, but a couple of the mornings I was a bit cold. So yeah, you're probably going to wake up with the sunrise because it's super, super bright. I had my eye mask on, so I managed to sleep in a little bit past sunrise, but then often we'd be sailing or whatever. Then you are served breakfast. Your meals are pretty much totally included apart from a couple of dinners, which you're expected to kind of buy on the islands, which you're expected to kind of buy on land. But, and this is a big but, if you're vegan and vegetarian, actually, no, everybody, because I've spoke to a lot of the people that I did it with, and I feel like everybody wanted to have snacks. Everybody stocked up at the supermarket. So yeah, no matter what your dietary requirements are, I would say just bring some snacks, because it's kind of weird. Like, you forget that when you're not in charge of your own meal times. Like, I don't know, there was just quite a few times this trip where I was like, I'm actually really hungry. So yeah, like the third night when we went back on land, I went to the supermarket, I did a big food shop. I got loads of like vegan protein bars, nuts, beans, peanut butter, like all sorts, stuff that I just wanted. Because yeah, the vegan and vegetarian options were questionable. / non-existent. But yeah, anyway, so you've had your breakfast, then you're probably chilling, swimming, jumping off of the boat, snorkeling. They do have some snorkels, but a couple of people brought their own as well. So it just depends. If you're really keen on snorkeling, maybe bring your own. But yeah, I just shared, the ones that the boat had. Get your floaties out, swimming. And it's so nice. If you've got a hangover, the best thing to do is just jump in the sea. It was honestly so nice. Then we'd just be sunbathing, more. Sometimes the boat would be sailing, we'd have lunch, and then it would be like the activity of the day, whether it's excursion. On our trip, we did this amazing trip to the Dalian mud baths and also to Turtle Beach and saw some turtles, which was an amazing experience. And I would say definitely do it, because everyone that didn't do it was just kind of laying on the boat anyway. But yeah, other than that, it would maybe be exploring the local town, grabbing a drink in the local bars, maybe going for dinner, and then on a couple of the nights we would go out, or we just have drinks on the boat. And a couple of the nights we were so dead that I just got an early night and called it a day, because it's exhausting. Sail weeks are exhausting. Let's talk about the costs of the trip. So I believe that the cost of the week one, in fact, I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head. But everything else that you need to kind of buy is kind of up to you. For example, drinks. Now, you don't take your own drinks onto the boat. This is another difference between Yacht Week and Go Sail. Yacht Week, you could bring all your own drinks and just have whatever you wanted on the boat. Whereas with Go Sail, they operate a bar and you kind of have a tab open and then you pay it at the end of the week. And yeah, I would say the drinks, they're kind of limited in options. They had wine, but it wasn't amazing. They had Aperol spritzes, but they weren't great. They had some beers, they had ciders, and then they had all just like basic mixed spirits. But I much preferred getting my drinks on land where I could have like a proper cocktail or whatever. And in terms of the cost, it was €7 for a wine, I think €10 for a spirit and mixer. And yeah, I'd say they try and keep it in line with what the land prices are, which I don't know, take that as you will. For me, I didn't think that was the best way of doing it, but you're on land for the big nights out anyway. Other than that, we just went out for dinner a couple of nights, and I actually thought that the meals out were really, really good value. Our Go Sail rep, organised us this great deal where we all got free appetizers and shots on our first meal out, which was great. And then the second night, I think, everyone just got takeaway kebabs anyway. So it was very, very chill, and you can kind of just decide what the group wants to do. There's not any pressure to spend if you don't want to. Like, if you're on a budget, I think you'd absolutely be fine. Other things that you might want to consider bringing are things like a deck of cards, a ping pong ball to play beer pong. That's something that everybody wanted, but we didn't seem to have. Just stuff like that. If you want like activities to do on the boat, then just remember that you need to bring it, because there's not going to be everything there for you on the boat. And I think that's everything I wanted to tell you guys. So I hope you found this video helpful. Maybe you're planning a Go Sail trip in Turkey, or they also do it in Montenegro and Croatia and Greece, I believe. So yeah, definitely go and watch my vlog if you've not watched it already, and keep up to date with me on Instagram and on TikTok, because I am having a big old Europe trip, and I have loads of fun content planned for you guys. So I'm going to leave this video here. I'll love you and leave you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.